Callie Henderson, Group Editor for Exchange Magazine, reporting from the CommTel Plus show in Dallas, Texas. I'm here with Francisco Maella. He's the COO for Alpheus Communications, a company that is headquartered here in Texas. So, Francisco, can you tell us a little bit more about Alpheus?
Sure. Alpheus Communications is a bandwidth provider in Texas. We basically offer bandwidth services to both wholesale and enterprise customers, ranging from DS1s to OC192s to wavelengths, and now we also offer native Metro Ethernet services within Texas.
So I understand that your Ethernet service was just announced last week. Can you explain that product?
Sure. It's basically a native Ethernet product in which we have an Ethernet over MPLS core network, and we use a lot of different access technologies to bring end users back to our core network. We use Ethernet over copper, we use Ethernet over M/T1, we use Ethernet over wireless, and also on net buildings where we have fiber, we'll actually do Ethernet over fiber in order to deliver those services to our end user customers.
That's interesting that you've chosen so many media to run the Ethernet over. Can you explain why you did that?
Sure. We believe that not one technology offers the perfect access or the perfect economics to deliver services to every end user. We actually feel that there's a niche for every technology. So we wanted to provide ubiquitous Ethernet across our metros, and we feel that a range of access technologies allows us to do that based on geography and economics and so forth and so on.
One of the ones you mentioned was Ethernet over copper. You've chosen Hatteras to help you out with that. Why?
We have about 120 colocations in AT&T territory. So basically we have access to AT&T copper-based loops. So, we feel that Hatteras, by, delivering Ethernet over copper, allows us to deliver high bandwidth services to end user customers by utilizing a copper plant. The other thing that we liked about Hatteras is the fact that they had a TDR capability within the product, which basically the name of the game in providing access is struct rolls. So if you can minimize struct rolls when you turn up service, then you've solved a lot of your OpEx problems in delivering service to end users. So the TDR allows us to deliver service to an end user by basically minimizing the service turn up to one truck roll. So we actually know before we actually have a field tech go out and deliver service, that the loop is good, has been qualified, and we can turn up service for the bandwidth that's been contracted.
So TDR, for our listeners, stands for Time Domain Reflectometer. Can you explain what that means?
Sure. It allows us to basically look at the loop remotely and see, what is the distance of that loop. So when we go to AT&T records, we determine, it tells us that it's, for example, 4 kilofeet. We can actually use a TDR to verify that the loop is actually, 4 kilofeet or so, and we're able to make sure that it's within the distance required to deliver the bandwidth to that end user.
So you've gone to some great lengths to roll out this new Ethernet network. Can you tell me about the demand that you're anticipating or experiencing now?
Sure. We just launched the product. We've been in beta for quite a few months now, so we're working a lot of the operational kinks out of the product. We're experiencing a lot of demand. We've been at the show talking to a lot of our wholesale customers, and they're asking us for pricing. They're asking us to get interconnected so they can start ordering the product. And also we're seeing a lot of demand from our enterprise-based customers, in which we have data centers in which we're able to aggregate multiple remote locations on Ethernet over to data centers or whatever their corporate headquarters are. So we're seeing a lot of demand for the product.
So you mentioned data center as one enterprise application. Are there others that you think are driving this?
Yes, we're also seeing disaster recovery sites where you're interconnecting a headquarters location to a primary data center, a disaster recovery data center, and also remote offices. And if you can keep everything at an Ethernet level and not having to use TDM as a delivery mechanism, it keeps things very simple for our enterprise customers, and it gives them the bandwidth scalability that they need.
And on the wholesale side, are your wholesale customers mainly doing it on success-based builds for their enterprises, or are they using it for other reasons?
Probably success-based, so we'll establish an interconnect, and then they'll sell either some type of database service to an end user, or they'll sell an integrated service to an end user. And traditionally they've used T1s, so they use multi-link PPP over several T1s, and by allowing us the ability to provide a 10100 interface, we're able to actually deliver a native Ethernet product to an end user in which they can then converge, their voice and data traffic over a single bandwidth option.
Great. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.